off-road muscle. Taking on the original off-road challenge. A race with legacy. A race of legends. Totaling 7,700 kilometers over 14 days. Its toughest route yet. Exploring the unknown. Challenging those who dare. Those who dream. And a new team. A new approach. A newly built machine. Ford Performance. Built for the Dakar Rally. It all starts in Bisha, south of the Arabian Peninsula, where all teams will stay for the prologue, Stage 1, and Stage 2 before moving north on the 7th of January.
Our number one and most important pillar is to win races and championships that matter. Dakar is definitely a race that matters.
You know, whether it's Le Mans or Baja, we've conquered a lot of them, and Dakar is the next one on the list. There's a phenomenal setup here. We've got 70 people,
13 days racing,
8 drivers and co-drivers,
7 Ranger Raptor support trucks,
4 T1 pluses, and me.
What makes Dakar one of the hardest races on earth is these drivers, they encounter every type of terrain throughout the race.
Rally Raid is a stage race, so every day there's one stage, and whoever wins overall the fastest time in each of the 12 stages wins the event.
and it is Ford's biggest global off-road project, period.
And if you're going to tackle the biggest, baddest event in the world, you need the biggest, baddest truck to compete with.
When we started this program, it was going to be a Ranger Raptor. But then we said, why not make this the ultimate Raptor? Exactly what we would want it to do if we had a clean sheet of paper.
We've never created a machine like this.
The sound of that engine is glorious.
American power, might.
It is pure off-road muscle.
They're capable of absolutely anything.
It's the Ford Raptor T1 Plus. Before the rally starts, we do what everybody calls a shakedown.
Really less opportunity to get the cars exactly how the drivers want them to be at the start of the event.
For 2 of the drivers that didn't do Rally de Maroc, for Mitch and for Nani, it was paramount for them to get back in the seat after 4 months without driving. They get reacclimatized.
The prologue decides the starting order for Stage 1 tomorrow, so think of it as a 29-kilometer-long qualifying race. Due to the nature of this year's rally stages and format, team strategy plays a role here already.
That low?
Yeah, that doesn't sound as good as ours.
Not nearly as good. From the experience and success of Carlos Sainz to the youth and development driver that we have with Mitch Guthrie, and bridging that in between with Nani and his success and winning here, and Mattias and his experience here. So we feel like we've got a really good lineup.
Today can be tricky because it's the stage before the 48 hours. It is a long stage, more than 400 Ks.
Really just get out there, see how it is, and see what they're going to throw at us.
I don't think the correct word is call it nervous. You get always something in your stomach, which I think is good because that means something to you, what you are doing.
Winning the Dakar is the goal for everyone that competes here, and for me this year is by far the best chance I've had.
And because in the cars the prologue times don't count towards the overall, the first standings are the same as the stage result.
So this year the organizers have put the bikes and cars completely separate, which is throwing a whole nother element into the race.
That means the first car have no marks from the bikers to follow, which makes it extremely more difficult.
And it's a big disadvantage. Literally, you're breaking ground, you're breaking trail. So whoever's kind of leading is doing all the groundwork.
We saw from last year that you will lose a lot of time, so
I think P16 like we have is very good.
Yeah, obviously you finish first, you start first. If you finish today 7, tomorrow you start 7. This year I was probably a bit wrong, but we will see at the end of the 48 hours.
Helen, you ready for the 48-hour chrono? No.
There's a lot of rock, there's a lot of places where there's a risk of punches. Setting up their own tent in the evening, which is the last thing you want to do when you've just driven for 8 or 9 hours.
So at the start of the chrono 48-hour stage, there's a long, rocky, stony section. Organisers gave the opportunity for a tyre fitting zone at about 186 kilometres. If there were several punctures at the start of the chrono stage, that's not great for everybody who's got to do 48 hours. So we could essentially fit new tyres if required.
Fresh set of tires later, the race is underway again. But just as everyone settles into a rhythm this early on in the 48 chrono stage, the Dakar upholds its reputation and claims its first victims.
Oh, dude, it's turned over. I can't see it. It turned over. It's upside down. We're gonna get stuck. Go in front so I know what's going on. Go in front of me.
And Carlos, flipping the car over, continuing the race, if that's not built tough, I don't know what is.
All 4 Ford crews have made it to the same campsite, where they will pitch their tents and work on the vehicles overnight before tackling the final 340 kilometers to the finish tomorrow.
It was a tough day from this first part of this 48 hours. It was tough.
After a short night in their tents, it's time to face the remaining part of the 48 chrono stage. And yet, more adversity.
We had issue in the middle of the second part of the 48 hours. And yeah, it's a little bit frustrating, to be honest. We lose all the opportunity to fight from the victory or to make the great result.
I was saying I felt like we just finished the rally when we were at the finish. It was a long couple days.
Well, you've done 20% of the whole rally.
Yeah. Oh, really?
After some checks, they found out that the roll cage was very, very slightly damaged. According to the regulations, we have to stop the race and finish the race.
There is a very simple rule, is that if the roll cage is damaged, the car is not considered as safe to continue the event.
You cannot imagine how disappointed I am. One of my biggest disappointed in motorsport.
Losing Carlos is a massive blow. You lose that wisdom that those guys can bring you, and that's what we're missing now.
From him, it's hard. Me, I am here. I continue to racing, but it's tough from Carlos.
Would it be nice to have Carlos with us for the entire race, for sure? But I know him. He will come back stronger, and that's part of his DNA.
Only thing I can promise is I will keep fighting. I will keep pushing to try to help Ford to win this race. And of course, there are still Mitch and Mattias that I'm sure they will fight for the final victory.
We won all together and we will lose all together. Now another role in the team, and yeah, that's it.
So Dakar is absolutely brutal to all the vehicles and the team. Carlos obviously suffered a major fault with the rolling of the vehicle, and Nani's failure was absolutely heartbreaking to the team, to all of us, and there's only so much you can do to really prepare for everything. So it's great that we entered 4 cars, because even though 2 of them are pretty much out for the title, Mitch and Mattias are absolutely flying.
The teams leave Bisha, driving 740 kilometers to the next bivouac, and get ready for the marathon stage. Those racing will face 828 kilometers of timed stages over 2 days and a night without any assistance throughout. While Mattias and Mitch are both comfortably in the top 10 after the first day of the marathon stage, Nani's luck goes from bad to worse.
So Mitch, as a rookie entering Dakar, it's really incredible to see where he's sitting coming into rest day already right at the top. It's really incredible to see what he's done with this vehicle.
I really didn't know what to expect coming into the rally, and we just wanted to try to obviously go for a finish and keep it clean, and to be 6th overall, you know, close, right there, about a minute away from 5th. You know, we're really excited, and it's exactly what we wanted to do.
Our bodies took a bit of a hit, but now time for a rest day and get some service on the car and on ourselves.
A little bit, yes.
Yeah. Hey, rest time now, mate. Leave it to us now.
Long 2 days, right?
Yeah, 1 puncture each day. Long 2 days. That's tough 2 days. Done a lot of Dakars.
What a week long, yeah? This rally, the day when you are in the longest day.
Once you do the first week, after stage 6, we move into what's commonly termed the rest day, but it must be the most inaccurately termed day that I've ever heard of.
I want to get the start.
Well, that's crap. Track that one, I won't get you spun.
Is that your new champion already? Yeah. Back it off. I'm on there. Whoa. Are you going to crack it off? Yeah, crack it there.
Hey mate. Hola amigo. What's up, bro?
Double is on.
What the heck was that?
The tea shop's just opened. The menu is relatively limited. Yellow label, today's special is Josh's Yorkshire. Yesterday's sandwich, that's on discount. So what do you want? Yorkshire Gold, obviously.
Please. Yellow label.
I'll be as quick as I can.
5th overall is Mitch Guthrie. He doesn't have the profile of his Ford M Sport teammates Sainz, Roma and Ekström, but he and co-driver Kellen Walsh finished 3rd, the best stage result of their careers. Ekström is having a storming Dakar. 16th on the prologue, the Swede hasn't been outside the top 8 since. 3rd overall, but now only 10 minutes adrift. Mattias Ekström has been on the virtual podium since stage 3, consolidating his position today, the Swedish pair coming in 4th.
Carlos being out, and then Nani having some issues also, it's kind of like throwing everything in like a spin. That was kind of our game plan, was to follow him and Nani. Kind of like a bunch of kids following, your dad. It's been a different team dynamic, really, actually. Nothing that we expected. And that's the Dakar. You couldn't expect the unexpected, I guess.
So we'll start 4th and 6th tomorrow. NASA was fastest, so those two will be opening the road tomorrow, but we know they're exemplary in the dunes.
Dunes are really, really hard and difficult here. Super sharp, super soft.
Can't climb them as easy, and especially when you have big ones, it's not as easy to pass. You can't just go straight over everything. Sometimes you have to go around and find your way up.
It's not the perfect scenario from Mattias, arrive in the sandy conditions with Nasser close to him.
The issue is there's a much longer stage the day after. We're having lots of discussion ongoing right now about the right strategy.
Only last year, they're not very big, they're very sharp.
I've done it for 4 years. I know the area.
You know the one.
I know it's not going to be romantic.
Nasser and Yazid are going to be exemplary in these conditions. They always are.
We will fight to the very end. It's still not over yet.
With the pressure felt by Mattias as the crews enter the empty quarter and its vast sea of sand, the tables turn for Ford M Sport, thanks to a momentous, if unexpected, comeback in the dunes.
More Dakar history today. Ford M Sport with a first win. 2014 champ Nani Roma brought it. And with Ekström in contention overall, this could be a very good year.
I won today. This is all the bad things happen, it disappears.
A lot of people were very emotional because Nani's gone through, not just himself, but with his family. You know, there's lots going on in his world. And he blew it out of the park. I mean, he literally was fastest split after fastest split, and he won the stage.
To be honest, I was so pleased that it was actually him that could deliver the first stage win for us. You know, what they've done for the whole project and the whole team and for Ford and everything, they've been in it from the very beginning, and I mean literally from the beginning.
You don't underestimate winning a stage at Dakar. You know, there's an entire medal ceremony for winning one stage, because each stage is at least an entire WRC event, you know, and more. And it could not have happened to a nicer chap.
How nice it's the rally and how nice it's the sport. But one victory today, it's sure cannot compensate the rest, but it's helped a lot to be positive.
The battle between the top five is relatively close. Today's is an important day because it's 280 odd kilometres. Tomorrow's only 60 kilometres. Yes, Nasser's behind us, but we know he's a champion. You know, he's won Dakar numerous times, and to try and keep him behind us, we know is an uphill task. What we want to do is maximise what we can do as a team and try and get ourselves on the podium. That's Mattias's task.
It's stage 11, and the fight for the podium has never been closer than now. Every second counts in the most demanding environment yet.
Out in front and the stars of today, Mattias Ekström and Emil Bergqvist. They dealt with the desert expertly, as if they had grown up driving on the dunes, when in truth, Sweden is more known for snow than sand.
That was a good day.
And we went a little bit right, and I think Nasser did the same. And then I turned a bit left before, and he continued, and he hit this place.
So was you close to him at this point?
No, I never see him.
Okay.
I was waiting for him, but he never come.
Because, you know, they started right in front of two of the most renowned, if not classed as the best drivers in the dunes, which is Yazid and Nasser.
Have those two people behind you, and he kept Nasser behind him, and he in fact extended the gap behind him, and he won the stage. Again, great navigation, great driving. It's testament to everybody involved, and it just shows what Raptor can do.
Another stage win for Ford M Sport, and important seconds gained. It's time for the grand finale, the final sprint stage.
It will be a drag race for the top four off the line tomorrow morning for that dash of 60 kilometres across the dunes.
All right. Thanks, Colin. Yep, now we can have the roll. Breakfast?
Yeah. 62 kilometers. 1 hour is 80% in the dunes and some sand tracks.
110 vehicles left. That's still a lot of people.
You know how many started? Probably
Yeah,
about 200.
So I think the dust should be no, but we have to stay close to the ones in front because we cannot lose them too much.
It means we're just gonna send it.
Keep calm and keep that gap how it is and get a solid finish.
Regardless of what happens, we can be proud of what we all have done.
Anything could happen.
It's literally just a matter of a handful of minutes now, so it's all to play for.
A mass start in all categories today, 4 cars at a time, all off together. Yazid Al-Raji set off with Nasser Al-Attiyah, Mattias Ekström and Henk Latergen. Just 6 minutes the gap, and the race was on. The last time Nasser Al-Attiyah finished outside the top 3 was 2007.
Job really was to just keep Nasser in our sights. As long as we had Nasser in our sights, we knew that we could hold on.
The smallest mistake could cost either or both of them. A year ago, Ford didn't have a factory entry. Here, Mattias Ekström picked up his best result, 3rd, and Mitch Guthrie was 5th.
We made it. We did it.
Great. Thank you. You can come together.
Back-to-back stage wins and a podium. It just shows that A, the car is competitive, so all the effort you put into the engineering and planning paid off, right? So we're there. You didn't win, but it was success. You know you can come back next year and you've got a competitive product, you've got a competitive team.
For us to turn up about our first Dakar with a brand new vehicle and come 3rd and 5th, that's a fair achievement. So we should all be very, very proud in that fact.
So we are going to do the W2RC, which is the World Rally Raid Championship with 2 trucks, but it's about winning Dakar in 2026. So what can we do to better the team, the drivers, their performance, who needs to go and do what events?
We knew it was a massive challenge to come here, compete for stage wins, compete for the overall win at the end of the day. That's important for us because it makes a statement about our company, our products, our people, and winning is the best way to make that statement.